Hey Eve, hey Eve. All right, I'm gonna wait for a few more people to come on that said that they wanted to come on. I invited them, so it'll take a minute. But as I said earlier, I'm gonna be talking about Iyanla Vanzant and her 4-part series that's supposed to be debunking the myth of the angry black woman. I'm gonna start in a little bit. It's so dark in here. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, let me sit back a little bit. What you feel about the commercial you saw, Eve? Hey, how you doing, Tangi? Let's talk about this angry black woman, okay? Hey, Shonda. I'm listening. By the way, y'all, I'm listening to Avery Sunshine, "Ugly Part of Me," and I definitely felt like this was an appropriate song to kind of start off in the video. Okay, I'm about to start. It's been a few minutes. Okay, all right. So, last night my best friend Freddie, he actually told me about this. I think last week or the week before when her series first started to watch it pretty much. So sometimes, especially I know I'm not the only one. When we as black women hear the term "angry black woman," we kind of shriek a little bit. We're like, oh, we're tired of hearing that. We're tired of being called angry. We're tired of being called bitter. So I was uninterested in wanting to see the series, because I hear it so many times. I get tired of hearing it. But last night he brought it up to me again, so I decided to watch. I believe I watched the second part, and I think last night played the third part. So I went and watched it, and I also went to see other clips right before this video, like some essential clips that's going to be centered on what I'm going to be speaking of. I'm not going to try to make the whole, I'm not trying to, but the whole video is not going to be about her specific series, but it's going to be about the overall subject. And then I'm going to reference some things that I saw in her, I'm going to talk about that little mixer that they had, Shonda. That's actually one of the main points in what I'm going to be discussing when it comes to the series in particular. All right, so first, what is an angry black woman? All right. So I looked this up because I wanted to have a definition. It's a stereotype, first of all, but I definitely wanted to get some background information on where it came from and how it affects us as black women today. Did you get the worksheets and do them? Can you post in a comment those worksheets? I don't know which worksheets you're speaking of. Okay. What is an angry black woman? A stereotype about black women that stems from a belief that black women are more sassy and expressive in persona by nature. It was popular in the 1930s from this radio show Amos and Andy with the character Sapphire, as well as Aunt Esther from Sanford and Son and Pam from Martin. Another stereotype that can be associated with the angry black woman is the bitter black woman. So pretty much as well as many other stereotypes about black women, pretty much are things that are depicted in the media. Okay, so that's where that whole angry black woman comes from, bitter black woman, many other dehumanizing stereotypes about black women come from how black women are being portrayed in the media. Okay, so and I think that what I don't like is how anger is such a necessary emotion, and that's the first point I want to make. Anger is a necessary emotion. Without anger, a lot of times you pretty much are dehumanizing an individual by saying they cannot be angry. Now, of course, you have, like with anything else, you have unhealthy and healthy expressions of emotion. Anger can be unhealthy, but it can also be healthy too. But one thing that we as black women run into the issue with is because people already have a perception of black women in their mind that's particularly negative when it comes to our personality, our character. Being angry as a black woman is severely demonized. Okay, I wanted to read a quote that I had actually posted on my page a few days ago. The quote says, "Anger is so important when we struggle, and so being angry and being brave are central ingredients to transformation. If we cannot be angry about violation, then we cannot take ourselves to a place that enables us to begin the transformation." This quote was by Patricia McFadden, okay? Be angry but sin not. That's right. So yeah, anger is a necessary emotion that all humans are capable of expressing. What makes it uncomfortable for people to see black women express it? Why are black women specifically demonized for it? Okay, I'm gonna check those documents out, Shonda. What makes it right? Without anger, there's a lot of things that that a lot of people have to go through when they're talking about healing, growth. You know, anger is actually one of the stages of grief. So when someone's going through a grieving process, anger is one of the necessary emotions identified in that process in order for you to journey into healing. Okay, so one thing that I hate about the angry black woman stereotype is when black women specifically express anger, we are being demonized for it and shamed for it. So when we are being shamed and demonized for an emotion that is necessary for us to have, especially considering that many black women have been violated and abused and have a lot of things that have a lot of trauma that has affected them in their lives, they have a necessary valid reason to be angry. So when you deny them of that, you're pretty much stunting their ability to really grow. And I wrote my second point here. Denying a black woman's anger is violating her right to grow. We express anger when we are violated, when we are grieving, or when boundaries are crossed. To shame her in the moment of anger forces her to suppress it, therefore prolonging her healing. So, I can give an example. It's really hard sometimes having conversations with people, and when black women express, their anger about a subject or anger about an experience, it seems like you're, and then someone kind of comes back with, "Oh, okay, my video froze for a little bit." But when I'm trying to have a valid argument about something I've experienced, or even if I'm talking or recounting someone else's experience, and they're trying to label it as, "Oh, well, you're being angry, you're being bitter," it's kind of like, okay, you're trying to deny me that right to really express myself. And my emotion that I'm expressing right now is valid to the situation I'm discussing. It's not for you to pretty much dismiss me or try to minimize the situation and its impact on my well-being and its impact on me, because it makes you uncomfortable to see a black woman in that state, and that's something that I feel like people just need to get over. I don't feel like black women should become more silent, because I think that's one of the big issues we have that I see from many sisters is they don't feel like they have the right to really speak up for themselves or for other women. And I go through it all the time too. That's why when I make my posts and a lot of people say I'm angry, and I'm like, well, you know what? You damn right. Why can't I own it? Why can't I say that I am angry about some things? Some things I have a right to be angry about what I'm speaking of, especially if it's violating someone or myself in some way. I'm gonna speak about it, and you're just gonna have to get over it, because I'm gonna be angry just like someone else will be angry if they were to go through that situation. Okay. All right, so now let me get to Miss Ayana's Fix My Life. Now, I just want to make it very clear. I have a lot of respect for Ayana because of my personal growth and my healing from when I was, I believe, in 8th grade. My mom bought me a book called Do It Yourself, and it was pretty much a journal book. I was going through a lot of depression at that age. That book really helped me at that age. Another book I read of hers, In the Meantime. I don't have In the Meantime. I think right now I have One Day My Soul Just Opened Up. Yesterday I Cried. Until Today. She has a lot of good books that I have read. And I actually respect a lot of the things that she speak on in these books. Most of that comes from a spiritual aspect. And another book I've read, I don't have that one, it's called Tap Into Your Power. And that book is specifically catered to Black women, as a matter of fact. Okay. So I have a lot of respect for Ayana, but I had an issue with some things that she had done in at least the series from last night, and I believe the week before. Now, from what I read prior to watching it, her series is supposed to debunk the myth of the angry Black woman. Now, from what I saw when she was working with the women there, they was really like working on a journey to healing. She was really trying to get to the root of their issues and why they have this, why they're angry, why they feeling shame, why they're feeling bitter. She was really trying to address the deeper root issues. Why I think that, and I put down here my issue 1, was she messed up when she brought those men up in the situation, because she didn't really bring them in, and I don't believe that it was for the better good. And I'm gonna go a little bit into why I believe that. Okay, I felt like issue 1, when she brought in the Black men, it seemed to stunk the healing process she had began. The choices she made in the Black men that appeared on the show were pretty much just as bitter as the woman that she was trying to heal. So my issue was with the selection of men that she actually brought into the show. Now, I don't know whether, and I think the last part is next week. Maybe this will go into something. But from what I saw, what I was watching last night, it was triggering to some of the women there, having those men there, those particular men especially, because where she got those men from, I don't know. It looked like she got these men from the He-Man Bitter Club or something, because a lot of these men definitely they never really expressed their hurt or pain that they had from Black women, but they didn't like Black women. They made it perfectly clear they prefer other races of women over Black women. Now, maybe if she was there to give them allow them to have give her an opinion, that's one thing, for where she was probably going to take that back to the women. But when she tried to have them all interact, it just looked a hot ass mess to me. And as a matter of fact, I was almost like, bringing those particular men there actually validates why some of those women are actually angry and upset and bitter, because of dealing with men like those particular men. I'm going to give an example. The Mixer, okay? One of the men named Tyrone. I think he was like 30, and he was talking to another woman named Rita. Rita was an older woman, actually. I think she was in her 40s. And he pretty much, it looked like he was trying to have a conversation with her, and it looked like she was open to a conversation with him. But he had this already, you can tell he came there with a perception of Black women in general. And he was like, Black women are so angry, Black women are so bitter. And they was trying to have a conversation. So he comes straight out like, are you bitter? And she was like, well, she didn't even get a chance to finish. And then he says, yeah, you're bitter, and then walks away. And I was like, I think that if it was me, I definitely probably wouldn't have handled it like she did, because that was just straight up disrespectful, and I don't take disrespect like that, you know. And I was like, see, and Ayana, she didn't say nothing, but she was just kind of, you can tell on her face, she was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, that's the moment where she probably could have said like, dang, this was just a hot mess. I didn't, you know, he kind of like just dismissed the girl off the rip, pretty much. And then I think he was one of the ones when she initially had a meeting with the men that asked, why are black women so angry? Why are they so bitter? But then it's like, look at your behavior towards the woman when y'all had that mixer, and she was opening to have a conversation with you, and you dismissed her straight off the bat, talking about something, well, you're bitter. She didn't even get a chance to really explain, you know, why she was feeling the way she felt or whatever. He just pretty much said, oh, you're bitter. Bye. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you silenced her. Because you know what? I think a lot of men, and this is not just on this show, I think a lot of men really don't want to have to hear what a lot of black women have went through. You know what I'm saying? And that could be for more than one reason. You know, they don't want to hear it. A lot of them know what black women go through. A lot of them have seen their mothers go through it. And I don't even know why men will see their moms go through the same thing that a lot of women are saying they've gone through. But it's, you know, okay for Ma Dukes to go through it, but not for another woman. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you lack understanding. You lack empathy. You know what I'm saying? You cannot deny someone how they feel, and you're not going to even try to empathize with the girl. Why would you ask the question in the first damn place? And that kind of pissed me off, because I was like, this was a very triggering situation for some of these women. I couldn't have been there. I would have left the damn house. I'm like, look, I ain't come here for this. Unless you're trying to sit here and prove why I need to be angry, I don't know why I'm here. But there's no healing to come of this if I'm going to be in a situation where I'm going to be constantly met with the issue over and over and over and over again, met with the problem over and over again, because I'm not really healing if you're going to keep exposing me to the issue, or if you're not going to sit there and say, well, you know what, this is what men need to do. I feel like maybe she should have brought some, if you're going to bring some black men on the show, bring some black men that, you know, will show the women you know, that their perception of what they believe black men are is different. Show us an example of the good black men that are all out there in abundance somewhere in the bushes, like many people say. Bring those men out and bring those men out and show these women different. Don't show them the same damn thing. We already know these niggas exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to see them. We want to see the other ones. That's what I felt like she kind of messed up, that the direction that she went with that. Okay, another thing about the mixer, I just was like, it was a mess. Okay, they had three white women on there, and they might have had more, but I saw it was 3, I believe, that was sitting with a man. 2 of them actually were talking to a man, and they were oh dang, no, I need to grab some wine too, but I gotta go to school tomorrow. The 3 white women were making sexually suggestive remarks to the one black man. Right now, the one black man they were talking to, his name Michael. I'm gonna get to him in a second, because he was just a mess. Okay, the 3 white women were sitting there like, oh, well, why do you like snow bunnies or something like that? Now I'm sitting here like, now a lot of these men, black men in particular, they're always, you know, shaming black women for being sexual in nature, being sexually expressive, being, you know, liberated sexually in some kind of way. But these women are at the mixer, and these women are pretty much throwing the head on them, because she was noting about, oh, do you like snow bunnies? Because we look up at you when we give you head. And I'm looking at them like, now, if you think that listening to these 3 white women say something like that, I damn sure bet not hear you come out your mouth later on shaming black women for it. Because that's what a lot of these men do. A lot of men say that they don't like black women for one thing, but allow it with other races of women and think and don't shame them for it. I don't think that you should shame anyone for it, but I definitely feel like don't have that double standard. Just like Greta said, don't have that double standard out there and then question why black women are angry or why black women feel some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Because we feel some kind of way because of your actions. Okay. We feel some kind of way because of the double standards. We feel some kind of way because you do not look at us in the same light or carry the same value in black women as you do other women. And then that's why I was like, one thing I did like about the mixer is that it's validating things that I have already been discussing. But, you know, the focus always is on the black woman and trying to make her less angry. But it's like, how can you do that when you expose the issue? You know what I'm saying? And not address that issue. The issue that, like, I wish you would have came. I wish somebody would have came up and be like, you know what? That's a double standard right there. Those girls pretty much wasn't really offering you a conversation of substance. And just like I had said earlier with the one man, the one woman, it was them two by themselves. So he had no reason to put on no show. And she was trying to have a conversation with him, she was trying to have a conversation with him and he blatantly dismissed her. You know what I'm saying? And then it goes to another issue I saw. Another issue I saw, Michael, when they all were sitting down and they had the women on this side, the men on that side. Michael, he come out straight up disrespectful. Exactly, yeah, the one woman was very uncomfortable. Now, Michael, he was straight up disrespectful, and then the one woman had walked out. I probably would have walked out too, I ain't gonna lie, because he was straight up disrespectful. Now, he was definitely one of the vocal ones sitting at the table at Ayana's initial meeting talking about how much he doesn't date black women. And I noticed that a lot of these men really did not give a whole lot of, I don't want to say that their reasons aren't valid, but it just wasn't a lot of sufficient reasons. They were just saying, I don't like black women. They got attitudes. Well, everybody got attitudes. So what's the issue? You know, are you seeing a trend of black women being abusive towards black men? Are you seeing a trend of rape occurring from black women to black men? I mean, what is the issue that you really have? Is it your entitlement? And I'm gonna address that in a little bit. Is it your entitlement that you feel like you deserve a certain kind of woman? And I also noticed a lot of these men never really express being with the black woman that they have probably treated good or well, and that they were taken advantage of in some way. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really did not express, in my opinion, like a deep enough issue for them to just pretty much cast black women off as they were suggesting. And I'm sitting here like, you know, and that's what I see every day when I have conversations with men. I'm like, I'm looking for, you know, if y'all have a valid reason, give me one. But a lot of them really can't give me that. You know what I'm saying? And then they wonder why black women are angry and frustrated, because it's like, give us a valid reason for why you hate us so much, or just shut the hell up, you know? So now this goes to what I'm about to bring up. They don't want to bring you really valid points, but one man gave an answer that I was waiting on when I saw them in there. I was waiting for them to say this word, because I hear this word all the time, and this is the only leg that they really have to stand on. So there was a group of women, I think it was 3 of them, 3 of the black women was asking one of the black men at the mixer, what is the difference, quote unquote, between, you know, what you believe other races of women can give to you that black women can't? And guess what he said, y'all? Dun dun dun. Submissiveness. God damn, I hate that damn word. Submissiveness. And he goes on to say, when I'm with other races of women, I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, man, that whole part, just that whole thing just pissed me the hell off. I was like, why the hell? Yeah, I'm angry. I'm an angry black woman right now. That whole part just pissed me off, because I'm like, this is a mess. I don't know whether there was supposed to be healing there or validation. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I said maybe next week I'll probably catch it. I'm not really eager to, but I'll probably catch it just to see where that particular segment was supposed to lead to. Because from what I got from it, it really did not... I felt like it did more damage than good, okay? And I felt like she shouldn't have brought those particular men to that mix. As a matter of fact, I wrote down here, she should have made 2 separate series discussing the issues between black women and black men. You know what I'm saying? If you are trying to, you bring these women into the healing house. If you're going to bring women into the healing house, allow them to heal. Don't sit there and say, well, we're going to get down to your deep-rooted issues. We're going to heal from your shame. One woman even brought up her molestation. And then it was just kind of like, I felt like you did not allow the women the opportunity to really be vulnerable with the specific kind of men that you brought to the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think maybe one looked like he was maybe listening to what some of the women were saying a little bit. The other ones were pretty much there venting, pretty much giving, it's like, in a way, I felt like it was kind of silencing the women. Like, I just couldn't imagine being there. You know what I'm saying? I could not imagine being there. I'm like, there's no healing taking place. I can talk to you about my pain, but then you bring these motherfuckers up in here who, 2 of them were blatantly disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? The other one, he was crying about how he was such a church man or whatever. And I was just sitting here like, what's their purpose? What's their purpose there? So that was my issue with Iyanna's Fix My Life. I felt like the show really did not offer any healing, or at least the one that I saw yesterday did not offer any healing. If anything, it validated the reason why black women are angry in the first damn place. And I was kind of surprised that she really did not dig into some of those issues that were being exposed a little more deeper. You know what I'm saying? Okay. 4th point I want to make. Black women have a particular issue separate from black women and other races of women. Now, I speak on this all the time, intersectionality of race and class. Hey, how you doing? So black women, we have a particular issue that is different from other races of women and from black men. Okay, we have separate stereotypes that affect us differently. And a lot of those stereotypes affect us through shame. Like I said earlier in the video, we're shamed for being angry. We're shamed for being bitter. Even if we have a valid reason. And I brought up the fact that a lot of black women have definitely suffered traumatic experiences in their life. So if black women have a reason to be less trusting or less vulnerable, angry, I feel like if we have a valid reason, don't deny us of those emotions, because we need to heal from it. And like I had said earlier, even anger is a stage of grief. You know what I'm saying? We have to be able to be angry to properly grieve through our process and heal. So if you deny us of that, then are you saying you don't want us to heal? Are you saying that you don't want us to acknowledge our pain? Like, you're doing more damage than good. That's why I said with Iyanna, like, I felt like the women really did not get the opportunity to validate their pain. You know what I'm saying? I felt like she kind of came at them, not came at them, not one-on-one, but bringing those men in, it kind of just kept it festering a little bit. I didn't understand what the conclusion of that would be. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I'm going to close out this video. I got to get up early tomorrow. So, my conclusion. Black women do not need to be less angry. Black women need more understanding, more advocacy, less disrespect from black men, and to feel safe, protected, and valued. Now, I wrote that down because I felt like this. One, we have the right to be angry. And in a way, I don't even think a lot of black women are angry enough. Okay? I had even said yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, I believe it was yesterday I did a video and I said, we are too damn humble. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue I see. A lot of men are talking about all these angry women. I don't see a whole lot of angry women. What I see are a lot of women that are too damn humble. A lot of women that are being silenced. And instead of striking back and saying, nope, you're going to hear what the fuck I got to say, they're saying, okay, I'm not going to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Being bullied. I mean, on posts, I had said on my post the other day, I was like, I'm scrolling down my timeline, seeing, and I have a lot of sisters that express like real deeply rooted issues. It was one sister in particular I don't want to say her name, but she was expressing something about how she feel like a lot of men are using her body or trying to have sex when they're having sex, try to inflict a lot of pain on her. You know what I'm saying? And that sometimes she does not enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? She feels violated in a way if she tells a man to stop and he wants to continue on because he wants to get his climax. Okay. Now, I was like, wow, that's some deep stuff. And a lot of other women come on her post pouring their hearts out about this. I feel the same way, man. I mean, I'll tell them like, stop, it hurts. And then it'll just keep going, And some of the men on there came on there with some ignorant ass comments. It pissed me off. I told one guy he needed to straight up be castrated because he was just like, well, I gotta get my nut too, and da da da, just ignorant. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, y'all get on my damn nerves with that. Every time a woman every time a woman pours her heart out, you know what I'm saying? You make a mockery of her. You know what I'm saying? You make a mockery of her. You minimize her pain. You dismiss her right off the bat. Oh, she just bitter. She'll get over it. No. If you don't want to have no understanding of her, if you don't want to have no empathy, then don't bring your ass around asking questions. Why are y'all so angry? Because, motherfucker, you not listening. You're not understanding. You're not trying to empathize. You're not trying to... and then don't even come up in here talking about something. I'm trying to understand what y'all talking about. I got daughters. That excuse... No. I actually feel sorry for your daughters. I do. I feel sorry for y'all daughters. Because all you're doing is when you're denying her pain, when you're denying her valid expression of anger, you're only going to keep it festering. All she's going to do is suppressing it. And then she, after a while, she's just going to get tired of it all. Kind of like to the point where... I'm definitely, and I'm tired of it all. I don't even care. Now I'm just going to say whatever the hell I want to say. I don't care whose feelings it hurt. I'm going to say whatever I say because you've denied me the reason, the opportunity to really express myself, even when I was trying to do it in a way where I was trying to reach a compromise with you. And now I'm done compromising. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of sisters are definitely at that point because I know it. I know that they are at that point. I hear them say it every day. They go out there talking about rape. Just like the other day, that video of that South African black girl that was raped by sharing that video. They just can see black women go through so much. They can see a girl being raped in the jail cell. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing that pissed me off, one post I saw that pissed me off was black women always talking about black men raping, and look at this white cop raping this black girl. And I'm sitting here like, did you really use that girl's story as an opportunity to say that we need to be less accountable, hold less accountability on black men because that white cop raped that black girl? We need to hold accountability on all rapists, even y'all motherfuckers. That's the type of stuff that I be talking about. That making a mockery of a black girl's pain, a black woman's pain, making a mockery of it. Okay. I showed my angry ass. I'm sure I sure did. And I don't care. I would have went up on that show like, yes, I'm angry and here's why. And until A, B, and C change, you might just be seeing this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you put me in the mixer with those kind of men that was there, oh, you would have showed, I would have showed the hell. Because some of these men, that's what I'm saying. The issue is we tell women, don't be angry, don't be bitter. But then you put us in a situation where we're being disrespected, we're being violated. You know what I'm saying? And then tell us not to feel some kind of way about it. Damn all that. If that man was to disrespect me, I would have told his ass something about himself, and I would have cared whether he called me. But yeah, call me bitter and walk away after I done tell you something about yourself. You know what I'm saying? I used to experience that a lot in the military all the time, especially as a leader. Every time it was okay for my peers the other leaders, of other races, ethnicities, even white women as well, that have attitudes to be very assertive to their soldiers. But it was kind of like with me, if I was to do that, then it's like, oh, well, that's such and such, she got an attitude. Or I hear all the time, black women leaders have attitudes, black women leaders have this. And I'm like, I see nothing but black women that have the same exact way of handling their soldiers, just like the other ones. But it's only wrong when black women do it. That's why I was saying, like, even though that guy was disrespectful to that woman, if she was to check him and she pretty much dismissed him, she would be an angry black woman. But what about him, though? It's okay for him to be disrespectful? You know what I'm saying? Damn all that, you disrespect me, I'm gonna check your ass. You know what I'm saying? She should have kicked his ass in the neck. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. A lot of them poke those buttons and they try to provoke you. And then when you give them exactly what they give you in return, then they want to use those racist media stereotypes to label you. Oh, now you're bitter. Oh, now you're angry. Man, I'll be all that. But what I won't be is disrespected. What I won't do is be dismissed when I have a valid emotion or a valid feeling about something. If I'm violated, I'm gonna check you. If I'm disrespected, I'm gonna check you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't deny us that right to have that emotion, that anger. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, there are people out there, and black women are not exempt, that, are just very pessimistic, very angry all the time. And I don't even think that when people talk about angry black women, I don't think that they're specifically talking about, women who are just have an attitude problem. I think they're talking about it. And I see them use it in ways where black women are having valid, concerns or valid issues going on, and they deny them of that right to be angry. That's what pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? Just like I saw last night where that guy said, are you bitter? Why are you bitter? And it didn't even give her a chance to answer. Oh, nope, you bitter, bye. I would probably, I couldn't see myself being in that situation like that. I'd be like, turn the camera off. Hold up. Let me tell you something, All right, y'all. I got to get off of this. But that was my little spill on the angry black woman. I tell black women this. If you have a right to be angry, if you've been violated, if someone's been disrespecting you, if someone is dismissing you, be angry. And stand in your anger. Like I said, I don't even think black women are angry enough. I'm sitting here waiting for all y'all to come and be ready to tear some shit up, And when I say that, I don't mean it to be destructive. I mean, like I said earlier, anger is necessary for change. I'm ready for some changes, and we won't have changes without anger. I believe anger, empowerment, and empathy. If we have all of that, we'll have some change. You know what I'm saying? All right. So I'm going to let y'all go. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I wish y'all a good night.